Okay, los geht's. Also, willkommen zurück zu Danganronpa 1 und... Nee, Moment. Stimmt. Ist ja schon Teil 2, aber sieht aus wie Teil 1. Naja, was heißt sieht aus wie Teil 1? Teil 1 sah nicht so aus, ne? Okay, die Ansage hat gesagt, wir sollen ins Gymnasium, wollte ich sagen. In die Turnhalle gehen. Typischer Denkfehler. Oh, ist das nicht irgendwie nostalgisch? Ich meine, ist jetzt schon eine Weile her, dass wir Teil 1 gespielt haben. Hier bin ich in meinem Kreis gelaufen. Das muss ich natürlich nochmal machen. Okay. Was haben wir hier? Store. Aha. Ach, da war doch die Krankenstation. Hallo Patrick. Aussieht die, ja. Da war doch Dings Hifumi zum Beispiel. Hat sich da so ein bisschen getan, als wäre er tot. Die Toiletten. Ach ja. Und da geht's nach oben. Lernen. Stimme und Ton alles okay? The gymnasium is here, right? Alright, I'm going inside. Something might be waiting, but I'm not going to cower away anymore. And so I braced myself and cautiously opened the door. Genau, bis er nicht mehr so getan hat. Oh ja, das klang ja schön. I wasn't prepared for what was waiting for me on the other side of the door. A gymnasium. Genau, it was a normal gymnasium.
Damn right.
Yo, Hajime.
Yo.
You heard the announcement I came here too. You guys did too, right?
What's going on?
Yeah, what do you make of all this mean? Monokuma said this place was Hope's Peak Academy or something.
That is...
That cannot be possible.
Well,
You're right.
yeah.
Any way you look at it, it's impossible.
Hello! How does it feel to return to long-awaited Hope's Peak Academy?
Why, you.
Hey, Wowie, where'd you lock up us this time?
That's... What a shock! I just told you guys this is Hope's Peak Academy.
Of course not.
There's no way in hell it's true.
No.
Oh, but it is. I mean, this is definitely Hope's Peak Academy. Well, what's left of it anyway?
What's left of it?
What?
Didn't I tell you before? Unfortunately, Hope's Peak Academy fell to ruin. Lies!
You were serious about that? I don't believe it.
But of course it fell to ruin. I mean, they were doing things that deserve to be ruined. They deserve to be ruined for.
What do you mean?
I don't like this.
Anyway, I'm pretty disappointed. I went to all this trouble to bring you to Hope's Peak Academy, and you don't feel surprised or nostalgic.
Well, I do.
Fine.
Oh well, it's not like I did this for you guys. Even if you don't feel nostalgic, I'm sure someone is feeling nostalgic right now.
Oh, me tough. Someone?
Don't fuck with me.
Enough with this bullshit. Just spit it out already. What are you taking, you bastard?
Though I am not certain of my memories, I believe we entered the ancient ruin, and
In other words,
it means I made this Hope's Peak Academy between the door to the ruin and the inside of the ruin.
What do you mean between?
hey.
What do you mean made?
What's this?
Oh my, your mind's getting the grumblies that only knowledge can satisfy. Good, very good. It's fine to hurry along to the graduation exam, but it's in my nature to provide a little entertainment.
Entertainment. You're planning to make us do something, aren't you?
No way.
It's nothing to be so cautious about. It's not like you'll be making light exchanges or anything like that. It's just a simple graduation exam.
Huh?
Then what is the graduation exam?
Hey,
As the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate.
Ja,
are you
bestimmt.
sure about this?
But on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world.
So,
That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here.
Huh? We're obviously gonna get out. There's no way we'd stay here.
That's right.
This is annoying me. Just hurry up and let us choose. Let us choose right now.
No.
You can't do that. The main cast hasn't arrived yet. Main cast?
Hey.
Meaning, you guys are just extras until the guest of honor arrives.
What?
So enough complaining already. Hurry up and start researching the outside world.
What do you mean?
Uh-huh.
I have dispersed all the teaching materials you need for your research throughout Hope Speak Academy. While I don't think this needs to be said, but all the information is accurate and contains no lies whatsoever. Otherwise, the main cast is gonna hate me. So please rest assured and strive to do your best during your field trip.
Now fear my fear. See it. And as usual, after leaving us with his cryptic words, Monokuma disappeared. Even if the setting had changed, even if the killing was finished, or was it, he was still the same as usual. What is going on? Outside world, main cast? Somehow I have a bad feeling about this.
Hey.
Like, he kept insisting that this place is Hope Speak Academy, man, but that's impossible, right?
What are you saying?
How do we make it back to Hope Speak Academy from a tropical island in the first place? It's impossible.
It cannot be.
There is no place for Hope Speak Academy to exist on Jabberwock Island. I said I wanted to go back, but I don't want to go back to a creepy place like this, man.
What does this mean? So many things I don't understand have happened on the island. This building is really Hope Speak Academy? This is the Hope Speak Academy I've been admiring for so long? What in the world is going on? Damn it, why is this happening? Why? I was finally able to attend Hope Speak Academy. I finally thought I'd become confident in myself. Even so, I
Wanted to become Hope? If that's what you're thinking, just stop it. Listen carefully. The only humans worthy of becoming Hope possess amazing talents and a strong will. And the moment you're born into this world, you either have that or you don't. It has nothing to do with effort. You must be chosen by Hope to become Hope. That's why it's not even worth admiring. Or were you so blinded by your admiration for Hope Speak Academy that you couldn't even see that? You're just some nobody from the reserve courts who never had a talent to begin with. A nobody who forgot he was a nobody. That's all.
If I really am a nobody, then you should have just left me alone. Why? Why do I have to go through something like this? Sogar seinem Todesang, genau.
Hajime, did something happen?
Huh?
Hey, bastard.
Now's not the time to zone out. Sorry, it's nothing.
I don't really get it, but is that all?
I'm gonna do it!
As long as I don't beat the crap out of Monokuma, nothing's gonna be solved. Is that what it means?
Hey.
Just what the heck is Monokuma anyway, man? He's not part of the Future Foundation, right? If you say that, then what is the Future Foundation?
Jeez.
Even though Chiaki and Monomi are gone, our situation hasn't changed one bit, which means the Future Foundation wasn't our enemy. And that's the only thing I can think of.
You serious?
So they're not World Ender? Then we really were tricked by Monokuma, man.
However...
The Future Foundation is responsible for trapping us on this island, right? Regarding that matter, I believe Monomi never once denied that.
Damn it.
Even if they're our allies, they might not just be allies.
Maybe Monokuma is telling us to investigate that information on our own. Chiaki said she could not betray the Future Foundation, but if she were still alive, she definitely would have helped us. No, even her just being with us would have been a big help.
So what should we do, man?
Damn it.
Well, that's obvious. If we're gonna get out of here safely, we have to do that graduation exam, right?
So annoying.
Graduation exam, huh? I'm not really good at taking exams. Well, I guess it's better than people dying.
Jeez.
Monokuma said something about a field trip, right? Is he telling us to investigate like we have been?
All right!
I'm gonna do it.
Prepare yourself!
Like...
Yeah, we might be able to learn about something, about Hope Speak Academy, about ourselves. I don't care if we don't know anymore. If we can just go back to our normal lives, I'm fine.
Hey!
Oh, 9.
Hey, we can go home when this is over, right? We can finally get off this damn island, right? If that's the case.
In einem separaten Raum, genau.
Let's all leave this island alive by any means.
Of course!
Hell yes. Warum sagst du hell yes? Du bist eine Prinzessin. He's right. Now is not the time to bemoan how unlucky I am. Where this place really is, what has happened to Hope Speak Academy, none of that matters. What's important is I need to leave this island with the others. We sacrificed so many lives in order to survive, just so we could do that. There's no way we can stop now. But Monokuma should already know that that's what we're thinking. So why did he say that? We have to decide on our own whether or not we want to leave Jabberwock Island. He should already know that we'd never choose to stay on this island.
Hey, hey!
So, what are we gonna do? Can we start already? Wollte ich auch gerade sagen.
But what are we even looking for, man? Do we just have to investigate this weirdest building?
Even so.
I don't think we'll find the answers to all our questions inside this damn building.
Oh mein Gott. Holy shit, ich dachte für einen Moment, sie hätte sich jetzt einfach voll die Kleidung oben vom Leib gerissen und würde nackig vor mir stehen und dann würde ich Ärger auf Twitch kriegen. Das sah echt für einen Moment so aus.
Well, I'll just go on ahead for now.
Whoa!
You're already going, man?
Jeez.
What is that idiot thinking running ahead with both being cautious?
Man.
She obviously isn't thinking about anything.
However,
Holy shit, ist sehr heiß, der Tee.
It will be fine. There will no longer be any situations where we must exchange each other's lives.
Ja stimmt, eigentlich können sie sich ja wenigstens dahingehend erstmal jetzt ein bisschen beruhigen. Es ist ja auch niemand mehr angestachelt worden, Mord zu begehen. Das soll ja vorbei sein.
So we should do our best as well. Like they say, it is not scary if everyone stops at the green light.
If we stop the green light, we never reach our goal.
Jeez.
Akana already took off on her own. It might be faster if we split up and look around too. Like Sonia said, if there's no more killing, we don't have to worry about anyone betraying us anymore. Then let's get this over with and go home, man.
Later.
I'll go on ahead. See you guys later.
Ja, ich glaube, Sonja ist schon weit über dem Punkt, der sich nur noch mit einem lediglich genervten einen beschreiben lässt, was Kazuichi angeht. With those brief words, Fuyuhiko left the gymnasium.
excuse me.
I shall do my best to obtain a wonderful clue that will be useful to everyone. Now then, please excuse me.
Sonia took a deep bow, then left the gymnasium.
Oh my.
Miss Sonia,
Miss Sonia!
please don't leave me, man. I'll be in danger if I'm left
Oh, die Arme, nicht mal hier hat sie Ruhe vor ihm. Kazuichi chased after Sonia, who had just departed, and left the gymnasium, just to be kicked in the nuts by her. I should hurry and start too. Just a bit more, and it's going to end. I can escape this nightmare and return to my usual, peaceful, everyday life. Hallo! The only thing we can do is advance toward that hope. Even though I don't understand and that a lot of... even though I don't understand and that a lot of horrifying things keep happening, for the sake of everyone who couldn't make it this far, I'm definitely going to go home. Lesen ist schwer. Ich seh dich.
I knew you could do it.
Achievement unlocked. Toll. Das war jetzt aber nicht unbedingt eins, was ich haben wollte. Was gibt's denn hier so? Gar nichts. Okay. Oh, die Musik ist ein bisschen laut hier. Merke ich gerade, wenn ich rede, oder kommt mir das nur so vor? Ein bisschen sehr laut. Macht ihr mal ein bisschen so vielleicht? So. Na gut, dann können wir hier erstmal weggehen. Ich habe es jetzt mal einen Tick leiser gemacht. Ich hoffe, das reicht so. Oh mein Gott, was ist denn? Huh? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but it's clearly different. Stell dir vor, es schmeckt wie Bier. Is this Monokuma's doing too? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but man, es ist ja voll schwer zu lesen. He keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent, but I'm not gonna fall for his trap. There's no way this will make me back down. Ah, Nostalgie.
Hello. This hallway. There is a strange feeling to it, no? As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement.
I am concerned.
Is it just me?
Meine Fresse. Hajime, ich hoffe, du siehst das auch. Können wir erstmal links oder erstmal rechts? Ich glaube, da ging's. Ich habe gerade nur noch mal so einen Nostalgie-Flash bekommen. Ging's, glaube ich, zu. Ja, da gehe ich noch nicht hin. Gucken wir erstmal hier. Hier war doch das Dojo. Das ist wie ein Drogentrip. Ja, ist vielleicht ganz gut, dass du nicht auch noch was trinkst. Oh, ist das alles cool, einfach mal wieder hier zu sein. Is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense. Yeah. That might be true. It's armor and helmet. Did the map developers design this to reflect a Japanese dojo? Does this monitor serve the same purpose as the monitors on the island? If so, this would be under Monokuma's supervision, right? Is this place really Hopespeak Academy? Damn it, what's going on? Huh? What are you? Huh? What is this? Is this a manga? The title is... Genau, das Stühler. Und ja. Manga for Morons, A History of Hopespeak Academy by Monokuma. Oh god. Why is a manga with such a suspicious looking title laying out in the open like this?
Let's start with history first, class.
Hey,
Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. And what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person.
Yeah, so just as I thought, Monokuma made this. That totally explains how suspicious it looks. Time Trip. Er hatte doch in seinem einen Monokuma-Theater erzählt, wie man die Dingsbums macht. Indem man das erste Woche, Taiyaki war es, glaube ich, wo es anfing mit the first thing you need is a time machine. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hopespeak Academy's history as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hopespeak Academy. Hopespeak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hopespeak Academy's teachers who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hopespeak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it is also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hopespeak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with the research of talent. So they decided to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hopespeak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Jeder, der seinen Namen schreiben darf, kann rein. Ja. Ich habe manchmal eher das Gefühl, dass das auf die Ultimate Talents zutrifft. Solange die noch gerade irgendwie ihren Namen schreiben können und ultimatives Talent haben, dürfen sie rein, weil einige von denen sind ja ansonsten nicht gerade die hellste Leuchte im Kopf. Hopespeak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hopespeak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent. To create Hopespeak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy. Also noch nicht the tragedy, sondern the incident that triggered the tragedy. The biggest, most awful, most tragic. That's right, it was... Wie jetzt? Es hieß doch gerade Incident that triggered und nicht the Tragedy selber. Tragedy of Homespeak Academy. No, einfach weiterlesen. Homespeak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that suddenly cancelled in the middle of its run. Plus, these phrases mentioned at the end of this manga, the tragedy and the tragedy of Homespeak Academy. Ach, oder sind das zwei verschiedene Sachen? The tragedy of Homespeak Academy war, was dann die allgemeine Tragedy getriggert hat? These names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happened, right? This manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know the details, but... No, it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The reserve department. That department was only built to collect money. And I was one of those reserve corps students, right?
But hold on.
That's weird.
Oh, you're here again.
The thing that's weird is you, of course.
Huh?
Hey!
Why did you forget that you were part of the reserve department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So, I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that too.
What do you want me to say?
By the way,
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those reserve corps students.
I got it!
Or you willingly seal those memories yourself.
Huh?
You wanted to be confident in yourself.
Ja, No Talent ist auch ein bisschen harsch. Ich meine, er muss ja immer noch ein Entrance-Examen bestanden haben, um da reinzukommen.
You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memory of what happened. It happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though.
Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come
When things
on!
get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a reserve corps student.
Damn it, what the heck? Okay, truth bullets. Was haben wir denn hier so? This cherry tree is in full bloom. It may be a tasteful sight to see a blooming cherry tree inside a dojo, but in this situation it just looks bizarre. The target seems pretty far away. If the production team had had more time, there could have been a minigame here. Wait, what am I saying? Interessant. There's a straw post. I guess that means it was used for training. Ah, hier war doch damals. Ah, wie die Erinnerungen so langsam zurückfließen, ist schon cool. There are a bunch of wooden lockers here. Each of them has a traditional looking woodblock key sticking out of them. I guess they're just for show. There is nothing in particular that looks like a clue. At least this time around. Okay, dann gehen wir mal. Ich denke mal, das war alles da drin. Oh Gott. Dann... Was war hier weiter? Ich weiß gar nicht mehr, was hier war. Ach, da war, glaube ich, dieser riesen Botanikgarten. Oh, hallo. Wo ist du denn her?
What's going on?
This hallway, it's kind of creepy, man. Can't go to places that I should be able to go. It's like some rule is being enforced for no reason. It's like there's an invisible wall or something.
Oh mein Gott, ey. War das vorhin schon offen? Okay, gehen wir mal rein, ne? 5a. Classroom 5a. Oh, ist das nicht, wo ich vorhin aufgewacht bin? A violin. Oh. Metal slabs are covering portions of the classroom where windows would usually be. To go so far as to cover the windows like this. Does he really want to keep us locked inside? But why? The clock doesn't have any hands. What time is it right now? We can't see outside, so I don't even know if it's night or day right now. Und ja, das habe ich genau gesehen. This is another manga. It's lying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Homespeak Academy. Wasn't the tragedy of Homespeak Academy mentioned in that other manga too? It's why Homespeak Academy went bankrupt and It was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about that incident? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name should... The date, McDonald's... 9. As the name suggests, the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. The key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamukura. Izuru was a genius known as a symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents, wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind. The Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. Certain students of Hope's Peak Academy's student council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and concealed the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of reserve course students who had long been dissatisfied with how they had been treated, and the uprising began. And that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, that incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Works cited Danganronpa 0. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy.
What irony! For a genius known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident, a talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with the power of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent.
Damn it, he always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But ultimate hope. Nagito mentioned that before too, but it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope, but for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department. Here it said that the reserve corps students in the reserve department began uprising. Then, what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is a far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? And who's this other student that isn't Izuru? A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage? Who is that? This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. Dann gehen wir mal wieder. Hajime weiß, was er tun muss. Die Hose runterlassen. Oh, hier war doch das Biolab, genau. What the hell is with this room? It's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. Ich sehe schon da. Und dich sehe ich auch.
I've been found.
Sogar der Monitor ist gefroren. This looks like a plastic tarp. Why is this left out like this? Clean up after yourselves, will you? We know about this. I've seen this in movies before. It's a refrigerator for preserving dead bodies. At least that's what it looks like. That's possible, right? Keeping dead bodies in a high school biolab isn't something you should joke about. It just feels so forced. This idea should have been cancelled during development or something. What am I thinking? There is another manga just laying around here. This time the title is Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Uh-oh. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just what was that incident really all about? It might turn out to be something lame. I flipped through the pages of the manga and hoped that I was right.